Marriage does not fail because people fall out of love. It fails because they were never taught how to love when love stops feeling easy. And that is the part nobody tells you. Nobody tells you that marriage is not sustained by the wedding day. It is sustained by what happens after the music ends, after the photos, after the congratulations, after the honeymoon, after real life begins. Marriage is not dating with paperwork. It is not permanent romance with background music. It is the painful, beautiful process of turning two selfish human beings into one shared life. And that is why so many people struggle. Because before marriage, people fall in love with chemistry. After marriage, they are forced to confront character. Before marriage, you see the smile, the attention, the effort, the excitement, the feeling of being chosen. After marriage, you meet the full person. Their wounds, their habits, their temper, their fears, their childhood, their family patterns, their money habits, their unhealed pain, and they meet yours too. That is why people say, "You changed." But often that is not the full truth. Marriage did not create the problem. It revealed what was already there. Pressure reveals character. Closeness reveals what distance was hiding. Two people can genuinely love each other and still slowly destroy each other if they do not know how to become one. And becoming one is not automatic. It is built through sacrifice, built through truth, built through self-control, built through forgiveness, built through choosing the relationship over the ego. But most people enter marriage thinking, "This person will complete me." That is where it starts breaking. Because marriage does not work when two half-healed people demand to be saved by each other. Your spouse is not your God, not your therapist, not your parent, not your emotional servant. A healthy marriage happens when two people come together ready not just to receive love, but to give it. And this is where most relationships begin to crack. Because most people ask, "What am I getting?" Few ask, "What am I becoming?" Marriage needs two givers, not two takers. Not one adult and one child. Not one person carrying the emotional weight, while the other hides in pride, laziness, or silence. A marriage becomes toxic when love turns into scorekeeping. "I did this for you. You never do that for me. I give more, I suffer more, I care more." The moment a marriage becomes a courtroom, intimacy begins to die. Because intimacy cannot grow where two people are trying to win against each other. It only grows where both decide that the real enemy is not each other. It is the pride, the wounds, the bitterness, the patterns attacking the relationship. And here is the truth most people avoid. Marriage will require parts of you to die. Not your dignity, not your voice, not your worth, but your ego. Your need to always be right. Your need to always come first. Your need to always win. Your fantasy that love should always feel natural and effortless. Because real marriage is not sustained by feelings alone. Feelings change. Attraction can weaken under pressure. Life gets heavy. Bills come, stress comes. Children come, exhaustion comes. Illness comes, disappointment comes. Temptation comes, boredom comes. And in those moments, marriage asks a harder question. Not, do you still feel in love? But can you still act in love when love requires discipline and sacrifice instead of emotion? That is where most people panic. They think conflict means they married the wrong person. Not always. Sometimes conflict simply means two different human beings are finally close enough for their differences to collide. Marriage is not just the joining of two bodies. It is the collision of two histories, two different homes, two different childhoods, two different ways of handling anger, two different ways of handling money, two different ways of handling silence, two different ways of handling pain, two different definitions of love, two different definitions of normal. One grew up in a house where everyone shouted and then moved on. The other grew up in a house where nobody ever said what they really felt. One grew up where money was spent freely. The other grew up in fear, saving everything. One grew up receiving affection easily. The other grew up starved of tenderness and now does not know how to give it. One learned to apologize, the other learned to defend. Now put them in one house. One bed, one life, one future, and people are shocked that tension rises. Of course it rises. If you do not understand this, you will take everything personally. But sometimes your spouse is not attacking you. Sometimes they are reacting from a world you have never taken time to understand. That is why understanding matters more than assumption. Now let me speak plainly. Many men are not emotionally simple. They are emotionally untrained. They were taught to provide, to stay strong, to solve problems, to perform, to hide weakness, to keep moving no matter what. Many boys were never taught how to name what they feel. They were taught how to bury it. So when a man becomes silent, distant, or emotionally unavailable, it is not always because he does not care. Sometimes he cares deeply and simply does not know how to carry his inner world in words. And many men connect love with respect. If a man constantly feels dismissed, mocked, compared, controlled, or treated like he can do nothing right, he may begin to shut down. Not because he stopped loving, but because he stopped feeling safe enough to stay open. A man is often not only asking, "Do you love me?" He is also asking, "Do you still believe in me? Do you still respect me? Do you still see the good in me?" Now let me speak plainly about women. Many women are not just reacting to what happened. They are reacting to what it means. A harsh tone may feel like disrespect. Distance may feel like rejection. Forgetfulness may feel like she is not valued. Lack of affection may feel like she is no longer desired. Silence may feel like she is alone in the marriage. A woman flourishes where she feels emotionally safe. Safe to speak, safe to cry. Safe to be soft, safe to be imperfect. Safe to disagree without being punished. Safe to bring her heart without feeling like it is too much. When that safety disappears, she slowly stops bringing her heart. And when he feels disrespected, he slowly stops bringing his. Now picture this. Two people, same room, same house, same bed. Both on their phones, both quiet. Both feeling completely alone. That is how most marriages begin to die. Not in one dramatic explosion, but in small moments of neglect repeated daily. Unspoken resentment, unanswered bids for attention, conversations postponed too many times, phones chosen over presence, sarcasm replacing tenderness, routine replacing curiosity, silence replacing honesty, defensiveness replacing humility. You can share a house with someone and still never feel chosen by them. That is one of the loneliest pains in the world. And this is why marriage cannot survive on autopilot. Marriage is not revived by waiting for feelings to return. It is revived by intentional action. Talk again, listen again, date again, laugh again, touch again, learn each other again, because the person you married years ago is not the exact person standing in front of you today. Life has shaped them, pain has shaped them, disappointment has shaped them. And if you stop learning your spouse, you will end up married to your memory of them instead of the real person they have become. Now let us talk about conflict. Every marriage will face it. Healthy marriages are not conflict-free. They are repair-skilled. The problem is not that couples fight. The problem is how they fight. Some attack character instead of addressing the issue. Some shut down and call it peace. Some use silence as punishment. Some bring up the past to gain power in the present. Some use private vulnerabilities as weapons in arguments. Some apologize quickly but never change. Some forgive with their mouth while punishing with their behavior. And slowly, trust begins to rot. You can say, "I am hurt." You can say, "I feel unseen." You can say, "I need change." But once love becomes cruelty, the damage goes deeper than the argument. That is why couples must learn how to repair. Apologize specifically, not "I am sorry you feel that way," but "I was wrong for how I spoke to you. I was wrong for shutting down. I was wrong for making you feel alone." Listen without building your defense while the other person is still hurting. Ask questions before making accusations. Take breaks when emotions run too hot, but always come back and finish the conversation. Do not threaten divorce every time conflict rises. Do not humiliate the person you once asked to trust you with their whole heart. Fight the issue, not the person. And let us be honest about something difficult. Not every situation is solved by trying harder. If there is abuse, repeated betrayal, addiction, physical violence, manipulation, or deep dishonesty, that requires boundaries, professional help, accountability, and sometimes separation for safety. Sacred does not mean enabling harm. Marriage is holy, abuse is not. Protecting a marriage should never mean protecting evil. But in many homes, the issue is not pure evil. It is immaturity, it is pride, it is bitterness, it is exhaustion, it is poor communication, it is unhealed wounds. It is the refusal to grow. Marriage means your life is no longer just yours. Your words shape the atmosphere of the home. Your habits shape trust. Your discipline shapes stability. Your tenderness shapes safety. Your secrecy shapes distance. Your selfishness shapes loneliness. You cannot build oneness while protecting selfishness. Something must be sacrificed if something sacred is going to be built. And to those who are not yet married, Especially boyfriends and girlfriends, listen very carefully. Do not rush, do not marry because of chemistry alone. Do not marry because you are lonely. Do not marry because everyone around you is getting married. Do not marry because you are afraid to lose someone. Do not marry because the wedding looks beautiful in your imagination. Marriage is not sustained by excitement. It is sustained by character. Do not marry potential, marry patterns. Who they consistently are is who they will be under pressure. Marriage does not fix character, it reveals it. If they lie now, marriage will not make them honest. If they rage now, marriage will not make them peaceful. If they avoid responsibility now, marriage will not make them mature. If they cannot communicate now, marriage will not magically teach them vulnerability. Love without discernment becomes self-destruction. Before you commit your life, ask the hard questions. Can we handle conflict? Can we speak honestly? Can we discuss money, family, children, boundaries, faith, and expectations? Can we tell the truth when the truth is uncomfortable? If you cannot have honest conversations before marriage, marriage will not make honesty easier. Emotional readiness matters more than emotional excitement. And for those already married, hear this: your spouse is not your enemy. Even when they wound you, the deeper enemy is often pride, fear, shame, old family patterns, unspoken pain, and the habits neither of you have faced. If all you do is fight each other, the real enemy stays untouched. Some marriages do not need an ending. They need honesty, an honest conversation, an honest confession, an honest apology, an honest boundary, an honest decision to seek help, an honest decision to stop pretending. Because many marriages are not dead. They are buried under pain that was never dealt with. And pain that is never dealt with does not disappear. It leaks into tone, into distance, into intimacy, into parenting, into silence, into resentment, into everything. That is why healing requires courage. The courage to tell the truth, the courage to face yourself, the courage to hear what hurts, the courage to change, the courage to rebuild trust slowly, instead of demanding instant closeness after repeated damage.